Greetings and salutations, friends. I wanted to talk a little bit about depression and anxiety. We all have felt it to a certain degree. And this is the season that really can cause a lot of stress, depression, loneliness, anxiety. It's very real, and it's okay to feel that way. It's just a human emotion that's flowing through you. Just let it flow through and then let it go. Depression is something that for me I've had my entire life. Same with anxiety. But depression, it's so empty inside. You feel just dark and hopeless, helpless. You feel like you're a failure. There's no reason to really go on, That's when you start getting into the suicidal ideations, which I've been there. Thank goodness they didn't work, because I'm really enjoying life to its fullest now. See, I went through esketamine therapy earlier this year for my bipolar depression, schizoaffective disorder, and my debilitating anxiety. Throughout that time, I kept a journal of notes every day, every feeling, sensation, everything is in that notebook, which I kept on an app on my phone. From there, I extracted all of the wonderful breadcrumbs that I left behind in that particular journal. So I took those out and I turned it into a book. This is Picking Up the Breadcrumbs. It's by Amy Celeste Youngbeard McKenzie, and it's from January 30th to April 30th. I did a 3-month span for this book, 2 months of therapy, and then a month to assimilate and really understand what was going on. I went through a lot of transitions. My depression and anxiety at times were through the roof. And the reason for this was because it brought back memories that I hadn't ever known about or forgiven myself for. So I had to embrace those moments, at least acknowledge them, learn from them, and then just let them go. That's the best feeling, is letting them just float up and out of you. And I do that through my breath, my breathing. That's actually one of the first, it is the first insight in my book, conscious breathing. There's so many different styles and types of breathing that you can do, but I recommend, Googling breath work or prana, Googling yoga breath. One that I practice that I like to do is 8 counts of seconds and then 8 counts of seconds holding, and the first one's inhale through the nose for 8 seconds, and then you hold for 8 seconds, and then you release it for 12 seconds, and then the sequence begins again. Now, a better way to start it, rather than going 8 to 12 to 8 to 8 to 12, start out with 4, and then hold for 4, and then release for 8. Yes, that's the way to do it. And you inhale with the intention of love, and you exhale completely through your lungs, and you exhale peace. Then when you inhale peace. You hold, and then you exhale love. And you do this for a series of times. You can do it for however long you want to do it. The longer you do it, the more beneficial it is. The more it takes you to a calm place. The more sedating it is for anxiety. the more uplifting it is for depression. So that's one of the insights that I truly learned through therapy. And it got me through it in many ways. Like I said, there was trauma. There were good parts too. And the good parts were being able to just allow those emotions, those feelings, the depression, the anxiety that had so gripped my being. I was able to allow it to just float up, through, and out of me. It just felt like it just separated itself from me. You see, I started to visualize it as not me, but rather this depression and anxiety were like parasites that were stuck to me. So once I viewed it that way, it was a game changer. I realized, hey, that's not me. Depression, that's not me. Anxiety, that's not me. Schizoaffective disorder, that's not me. The things that I hear and see that aren't there, that's not me. What's me is pure light, pure joy, pure peace, abundance, limitlessness. There's the coffee. It's about time to have that cup. Nice cup of joe. But I'm not done talking with you yet. I have a couple of other things I want to talk about. And another aspect of this therapy that I went through, it got rid of my depression. It got rid of my anxiety. I could leave the house. I could go places. I could, baby steps out of the house. And then I no longer hear and see things that are not there. That is miraculous. I've never experienced that in my entire life. So because of this, I've got this huge void. A void. And so I'm filling it with all of the great insights that I wrote in my book. And as I read my book, it doesn't seem like me as I read it. I disassociate myself from it, and I read it as though it is a guide, a map for me on how to exist in this realm now, because it's so different. Esketamine therapy heals the brain. It rewires and redirects different thought patterns. It's just amazing stuff that really can help you if you go in with good intentions, if you go in knowing how to breathe, if you go in knowing how to do several things. And I've got them all in my book. There's too many to mention. I mean, I'll show you the table of contents. 1 minute. Let's see here. The table of contents starts right here. Table of contents. Let's turn the page. Table of contents. Table of contents. Let's see if there's another one. If I can get the paper away from my thumb. Here we go. This one. Table of contents. So there's about 4 or 5 pages of table of contents, things that are offered in this book, and specifically offered in this book. I recommend it even if you don't go through the therapy. For anybody that's depressed or anxious or just going through any kind of mental issue that you need a little guidance or help or lift, or maybe you need something to glean from something else. And I hope and pray that my book, Picking Up the Breadcrumbs, can help you like it's helping me. I'm on page 154 right now. And that is about conscious thinking. And that's another topic I'll cover in another video. But conscious breathing, depression and anxiety. Depression and anxiety aren't a part of you. They are not you. They just have their gnarled roots twisted and strangling your joy, your peace, your love for all things, your connection. So I encourage you, grow. Let go of the things that no longer serve you, because they are no longer you. They never were. This is Amy, signing out for today. Or at least right now. I might do another one later today. Who knows? Have a fantastic day, everyone. May you find something special as a treasure on your journey through the day. Namaste.